Hi, welcome to this final video on Tablib. So in this video I'll talk about formatters and how this can help you with data quality. And finally I'll also just go back to the documentation page for Tablib and just quickly talk about some of the features of Tablib that I didn't discuss. It's not because these are totally unimportant, it's simply that I prioritize the features I've chosen because those are the ones that I use the most. And I think these covers 80% of essentially what Tablib can do. So before that, let's talk about formatters and how this can help us with getting better data quality for our datasets. So here we are in VS Code, we're on the final file. We don't need any external files for this specific video. So as you can see here, we are creating a dataset, adding some simple headers like name and phone number, and then also we're adding two people, namely me and Stina, with some fictitious phone numbers here. And what I want you to notice is that I have a white space here. That's an error and a conscious one, because I just want to point out that this isn't removed automatically, right? So if I just do data.dict, just to see a kind of Python version of this, here you can see that the white space is kept. And there is no reason it shouldn't be kept, right? No data cleaning in any way is done automatically in Tablib, and that's a good thing, right? But sometimes we want actually to clean these things up. And one way to do it is, again, kind of after the fact. After the fact is loading everything in and looping through it with Python and doing some cleaning. One way to do it, you can also add a formatter. And a formatter is kind of like a dynamic column in the sense that it's a callback function that is automatically applied. But the difference is that dynamic columns adds new columns, while formatters simply format, or let's say change the data in some way that is already existing. So let's create a formatter. So what you do is to create a function that does the logic. This will be the callback function for the formatter. Let's just call it remove whitespace, something very simple. We have a phone number. Just quickly write the doc string, removes whitespace from phone numbers. Okay, it's pretty self-explanatory actually, so let's just keep it at that. And then let's return phone num dot strip. So it takes in some string, that is a phone number, and then we simply use the built-in Python function strip, or Python method strip, on this string. So notice a difference between dynamic columns and formatters. Formatters applies to individual elements, namely it will be applied to this phone number here and then to this phone number here, while dynamic columns create a new column based on the whole row that is already existing. In any case, here we have the function. You can also add some type hints if you want, like this. Indicate that this is taking in a string and is returning a string. This is just some Python feature called type hints that can be useful for documentation. In any case, now we have our formatters, and then we can do add formatter. And now we need to specify the function. So if you can see here on documentation, you need to specify which column this should be applied to. This is the call here. Then also you need to specify a handler, and this is what I would call a callback function. So the column I want to apply this to is called phone number, as you can see here. And the function that I want to use is remove whitespace. And this is it. So when I do this, the formatter has been added. So one thing you can do is to check that the formatter is added. And then you can just go into your data, and then you can use an underscore here. And here we have some kind of semi-private information that is not typically encouraged to use, but you can then check here that, yeah, we have a function called remove whitespace that is actually applied as a formatter. So this is one way you can check it. But in any case, what we can do now is just print the data. Let's do it .dict again, as we had previously. Let me just remove that. And when I do that, you can see that the whitespace has been removed. So it works fine. And as you probably suspect, if I now add new data, then this formatter is automatically applied. So let's just do data.append. Let's do John. Let's just do a fictitious number, something like this, and I have some white space. I can have on both sides actually for this. Have this, and then finally just print out the data dictionary again, just to see how it goes. And now you can see that when we print the phone number of John, this is automatically formatted with this strip function. So of course, inside this formatting function, you can add any type of Python logic that you want. So formatters are super nice for automatically cleaning data. You can use formatters, as I said, for automatically cleaning. You can add dynamic columns for automatically creating new columns as well. Sometimes you want to mix them, sometimes you want to create a new column with a dynamic column and then automatically add a formatter to format it, or sometimes you want to first format some of the rows before using them with a dynamic column to create a new column. I think formatters are used way less than they should because formatters are not really mentioned in the kind of overview documentation that is given on the page. You actually have to go into the source code and find out that this is a feature that is super convenient. So finally, what I want to do is just to point to some features that I haven't talked about that exist in Tablib. And here we are at Tablib. And here's a quick start. We cover most of this. And I think also most of the things we don't cover are also at the bottom here. At advanced usage, we do the dynamic columns. That's fine. We haven't done filtering with tags. Immediately when you get a data set in Tablib, you can use standard Python logic to filter out rows. So maybe you only want the rows where the first name is Eirik, then you simply write Python logic to do that. That's one way to do it. But also Tablib supports tags, which are kind of metadata that isn't included in the data set when you export it, for instance, but is there so that you can filter on it. So here you can see that you can have some students, and then you can have the student name, first and last name, but you can also have some tags like male, female, technical, creative, and then you can use them with a filter function just to kind of filter them out and then export it. I honestly haven't really used this that much because when I need to filter, I can simply filter on something that is existing within the dataset and then remove the columns I don't need and then export that. But again, this is kind of convenient, so you can look at that. And also if you're working with Excel and have multiple sheets, then you can use the data book class that is within Tablib. So we've used dataset, and that will work for kind of one sheet in an Excel notebook. Data book, that's this nice kind of collection that makes it easy for you to work with multiple sheets in an Excel notebook. That's kind of fine. And finally, there is also separators. That is a specific construct that is kind of useful when working with Excel. Since I haven't really focused on Excel as a file format that much, I didn't really want to focus on separators and data books, but rather focus on the kind of core features within Tablib that is mostly about this dataset class. So that's it. So if you've watched these 5 videos, I would say you know more or less everything that is worth knowing about Tablib. I really hope you found this interesting. Please like and subscribe if you like the content that we're giving here. And as always, have a great day.